Says we're live.
All right.
Oh wait, I gotta
We
click on this
are
button.
live
Go ahead.
again. Welcome to Tailgate Talk After Hours with Travis and Perpetual Project.
And
This is all
nope,
messed up.
I did it wrong.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't care how many times I do it. It just feels natural to point it that way.
Yeah. Because hey, I got it right that time, but because on my little screen you're on that side.
Yeah, mine too.
Anyway, it's all backwards. It's kind of like everything in my mind. It's all backwards. Irish Outlaw became a new YouTube member. Thank you, Irish. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate that. Yeah, Mohawk is back in here. You and Mohawk were discussing military jargon.
Yeah, he said he just said what his what his job was in the army,
Yeah.
and I was just wanted before we jumped off there in case he didn't come over here. I just wanted to say thank you to him for his service.
Yeah. Yeah, I know there's a term for that. I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm in the Air Force. It's your AFSC, which is your Air Force Specialty Code. But I know there's a name for it in the Army, but I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I want to say it starts with a P. I don't know. My dad was Air Force, and that's the only military background I've got. But
MOS.
About MOS. Yeah, not P. MOS. That's it. Yeah. Okay, we got Ugly Truck is back. Let's see, Richard's back. JB's Little Shop is back. Of course, Mohawk is back. Who else we got in here?
Chucky's
Buck
back.
does it. Yeah. All right, we're about back, and you know, I was trying to come up with the topic for the 7 o'clock show, and I just couldn't come up with anything original.
Yeah.
So last minute when I was setting all this up, I thought, well, let's just do what it kind of turns into anyways, is just taking questions and answers from the comments, which is fun. But for me personally, I'll just speak for me, it's hard to keep up with. Hey, Ryan's in here. Yeah, Ryan with Streetcar Chronicles. Keep an eye on their channel. I think he's got a pretty cool video coming up. I hope I'm not saying too much about it, but he's got a really cool video coming up. I think about I don't know if you call it an event, but anyway, he done something cool. He told me about it, and I think he's making a video about it. So I'm spilling the beans. And
he says uploading now.
Yeah, just go check out Streetcar Chronicles. Cause they just got cool stuff going on anyway. I mean, they're down there in Texas area where all the cool stuff happens that little guys like me from middle of nowhere, Missouri, don't get to experience. So it's cool to watch their channel to kind of live that life that I don't get to live. I live vicariously through them. Reloading Fun was Air Force.
Thank you for your service. Got a lot of ex-military in the in the chat.
So, all right, I'm gonna ask you a question. You know, I'm like I said, I am not personally ex-military or previously in the military, but I know if you talk to a Marine and you reply or refer to them as an ex-Marine, yeah, you're going to do push-ups or get hit in the face. Because once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine. And I appreciate that. I don't want anybody to take offense to that. I'm just, other branches of the military, you hear them referred to as ex-Air Force or ex-Army. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't even brought that can of worms up. What's going on, Turbo Tom? Actually, reloading fun. Not that I'll remember it. Please post your real name, or at least your first name, and maybe one of these days we'll remember it. But it just makes it a little more personal. But I have a hard time remembering it. But he's talking about what he was doing, and last night, Mrs. Squarebody and I, we watched the new Top Gun movie.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody else has seen it. I wanted to watch it just because, well, I don't remember much about the original one because it's been 100 years ago since I've seen it. But
we went back and rewatched the original one before we watched the new one.
Well, and that's what we should have done. But we watched it last night, and I'll tell you what, not a huge movie buff, but it's worth watching because it was like over 2 hours long, but it seemed like it was 20 minutes. It's like there should be more. I mean, it's like it's already over. It was really good, and of course, growing up as a Air Force brat, which we didn't get moved around as much as some Air Force brats did, but going to air shows, being around aircraft, being around the Air Force base. I mean, that's a big part of my childhood, remembering that stuff, and I loved it. I love that, the air shows, and I got to do some cool stuff as a kid that most civilians would have never, well, still yet, would have never been able to do because of what my dad was doing. Not that he was anything special. He was fire alarms. And at the time, he was fire alarms on Whiteman Air Force Base when they were building the B-2 bomber hangars. And I was staying with him on the weekends. He lived on base housing. So I was staying with him on the weekend, and he got a call from his CEO and said, hey, we got a fire alarm going off in the brand new B-2 bomber hangar. The planes weren't there yet. And he's like, oh crap. He's like, oh crap, what's going on? He got off the phone. He said, hey, you want to go with me to the B-2 bomber hangars? I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, I was 8 or 9, 10 years old. I don't remember. Like, I didn't understand the gravity of the situation, but I was going into high security clearance place. Yeah. And apparently the halon cannons had filled the whole hangar full of foam.
Oh, wow.
And no one knew why. And so he's like, all right. He called the CO back, got clearance for me to go. So I was in one of the B-2 bomber hangars probably before any other civilian ever got to go into one. I didn't, nice. At the time, I didn't think nothing of it. It was just, I was just going to work with Dad. But it was massive. I mean, and that's what we can see above ground.
Yeah.
But I enjoy airplanes, the Air Force stuff. And of course, Maverick is based off the Navy. Some of them was wanting in, and I left them out. Hold on.
So
yeah. Somebody's wanting
in.
in.
It's definitely water.
There we go.
What's up, fellas?
Here.
How's it going?
So yeah. Somebody's wanting in.
It's definitely water. It's
no lot of water.
There we go.
What's up, fellas?
How's it going?
Just got off work.
You got an echo there.
Yeah, you got a real bad echo there, Chucky.
Just got off work. About now.
Echo there.
Yeah, you got a real bad echo there, Chucky. Yeah, I'm just not hearing what I said 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
About now.
You have to. Yeah, you got real bad echo there, Chucky.
I'll leave and come back.
Yeah, I'm just not hearing what I said 5 minutes ago. All right. You have to.
If you're still watching, if you have YouTube up, it'll cause that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see who we got in the chat. Okay, we got another guest coming in. Busted Grill Garage. It's Jacob.
What's up?
Busted Grill Garage.
How's it going?
Hey, you're in the shack life.
Having some issues
So
with everything right now.
That's part of it.
Reloading Fun's name is Anderson. I
Anderson.
might
Okay.
be able to remember that. I'll try.
Anderson. All right. So Jacob, we're not trying to like cut over you if you're trying to talk, but we're not getting your feed very good. And I know you're having technical difficulties in your shack.
Maybe.
First responders garage is in here. Let's see. NSB is here. Yeah, somebody else. All right.
There we
So
go, maybe.
Chucky's is back here.
How about
And
So far, so good. And we got
so
Irish.
far so good.
We need Jay. Look at that.
All right. It doesn't matter. All right. Jay is here with Irish Outlaw, so it's all good now. All right. It doesn't matter.
So what causes that, Chuck, is you got to shut your YouTube off. You could leave.
It's all good now.
Yeah, you're still feeding back,
StreamYard
Chucky.
on, but shut your YouTube off.
Yeah, we're still getting a lot of feedback, Chucky.
If you have YouTube open, shut it off. Oh.
Yeah. I hate that. But I didn't kick him off. It's just this stuff. I'm doing it all off my phone, so I don't even know what it's like to even try to do it off the computer and all that stuff. So
It's a lot easier off the computer.
It's a lot
Well,
easier off the computer.
I don't
do it both ways.
I don't know. For me, it's easier to do it off my phone. Of course, the only problem I'm having tonight is I forgot my glasses. So luckily enough, I'm doing okay tonight. Yeah, they ain't gonna do me much good over there, Irish.
You wouldn't want my glasses anyway. I'm blind as a bat with them on. So I just I just posted a video, like as you guys were on your last one. I'm trying to watch and post this. I uploaded a video. My Amber, not your Amber, likes my Amber does not like to be on camera. And me and Zeppelin hid one in the garage, and I needed help because I cleaned up my block for the Javelin, and I put new cam bearings in it. And I do that. I never show me putting cam bearings in because I'm not showing anybody how to do that, because if they've never done it before, they need to take it to a machine shop and have them show them how to do them. I'm not going to be the one to screw up their damn engine. But I always put them on the floor because I got carpet on my floor. I put the engine on the floor and I put them in that way. That way I can go from the front and in the back.
Yeah.
Well, I needed help getting the block back up on the stand, and I hit a camera, and Amber helped me put it up in there. And it is gold. She is extremely funny, but she's camera shy, so she don't want to get on camera. And It is hilarious. The things she says are funny. It's only like 4 minutes. And I edited that sucker right away. She was begging Zeppelin, don't let him put that in. And Zeppelin's like, oh no. This is going in there.
I know Mrs. Squarebody doesn't like to be on camera either. And at No Name Nationals, that was the most she's ever done with the whole YouTube thing. And she done awesome. And I mean, she's a natural. She's introverted like I am, but I've slowly came out of my shell, just have to be on camera. But yeah, I'd like to get her out here sometime and not know she's on camera, but then I'd have to suffer through that later.
I guarantee I'm gonna pay for this somehow.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you're gonna get me.
All
back.
right. We're gonna see what Chucky's got now. See if he's got anything straightened out.
You're back.
That's the first time I tried to use a laptop, and then me and it don't work out.
It's much better now.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
trying to be able to read comments, and it didn't work out.
Well,
Yeah.
what happens is if you have Windows, if you look up on the left, you got that little thing. It has your like sections of what you have open. You click on the one that your YouTube is, and you can either shut it down or mute it. That's what I have to do, and then
Oh.
it's just fine. But
Because
yeah,
I
YouTube
know
is playing
Buff
through
and
your
I were talking the
speakers,
other
and then the
day.
mic picks that up.
yeah.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, Buff and I were the other day. He's like, "Hey, man," which I really appreciate the constructive criticism that I've gotten from everybody. But he's like, "Hey, this keep redoing, telling people how to do stuff. Keep that to a minimum." Well, yeah, there I am again trying to figure out how to put a laptop and a phone. Yeah, I just want to throw the laptop out in the yard because I don't know how to use it.
Yeah. It's all right. I mean, this YouTube thing, and I'm not the only one. I'm speaking for myself. I think I speak for everybody here that we're not professionals. I still yet do stuff while I'm recording. I get aggravated at myself while I'm recording stuff because why do I just keep rambling on? And I leave a lot of rambling in my videos because that is part of me. But if everybody's seen what I cut out, I'd have hour and a half long features of just me just talking because I just like to explain.
What I've learned more
everything.
is at work, and I have a bad habit, and Travis and I have the bad habit of dipping.
Yeah.
And so everybody at work now goes, "Yeah, I'm going to No Name Nationals."
Yeah.
That's all they see.
And that's something else I've caught myself. It's like I don't, and I'm not going to try to tell anybody else what to do on their channel. It's like I know when I'm editing my own video and I've got a big dip in, I'm like that is not that we're professionals,
Right?
but it does kind of take away from it a little bit. But
because like in my mind, like so I'm doing something like on the brakes the other day because I've watched so many brake videos where there's like so many people having to take the caliper off. And if any of y'all watch my video, it's just simply pushing the piston back into the caliper. Like it's not that hard. And there was a guy at work the other day who's like, "Man, I spent $400 getting somebody to do my brakes." I'm like, "Why? It's easy." But after watching my video, it's like every 15 seconds I'm spitting. And I'm like, well, I put that in like 10 minutes before. And now with the prices of it, I don't want to waste it. I mean, y'all know. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's $30 a roll for what I do, what I use.
Yeah.
Well, I'm cheap. I do the cheap stuff, so.
Yeah, and I switched over to what you choose now too. So I still have
Longhorn.
Copenhagen cans, but I don't have Copenhagen in it anymore.
Yeah.
What I choose or what he choose?
What he does.
I'll be right back.
It's the Longhorn.
Oh, okay.
No, I switched to the one where you get the big can and put it in your refrigerator.
Yeah. Like
I didn't get Longhorn. What did I get? It's something.
I would do that all day.
I don't even remember what it is now.
Yep.
Oh, see, I didn't get Longhorn. I got something else. I don't remember what it is.
Probably Red Seal.
No.
Red Seal or Timberwolf.
Nope, it's none of those. I don't remember what it's called. It's what my local gas station had in stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I started chewing Longhorn. Years and years ago when it was like 98 cents a can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the first time I tried it, I was chewing Skull Mint. I don't particularly care for wintergreen or straight. And
see, I like wintergreen. I don't like any of the other ones.
I'm the same way.
Maybe Stokers.
That's what it is.
Stokers. Yeah.
Yeah. So I started buying it, and actually I liked it because I bought it because I had pennies in my pocket. It's like, I'm going to buy the cheap stuff. I actually ended up liking it better than I did the skull. So then I started buying it by the tub, and used to it was like $10 a tub for like 12 cans. It's like 12 cans per tub. And now it's gone up with everything else, but still less than $20 for a tub.
And I can't remember when I bought that tub. I've had it forever. It's lasted forever.
Yeah, mine lasts me about 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks.
I want to say I bought it before I went to Colorado, so I didn't take enough cans with me to Colorado, so I had to buy a couple cans while I was there. But so Chucky, on your brake job, I'm not sure, but you might want to check your left front wheel bearing.
It's bad.
I was gonna say something in the comments. I'm like, no, I'll see him at some point and ask him if he noticed that the wheel bearings, because the rotor shouldn't have moved like that.
Nope.
Not with those spacers bolted on there.
So today, glad you say that, I ordered wheel bearings, tie rod ends, inner and outer, and ball joints.
So one other thing that I'll caution you when you get ready to put those tie rod ends on, if you've ran that loose like that, make sure that hole's not wallered out in the spindle.
Well, let me tell you why. Oh, yeah, that's true. And I got another. So why that happened was it's a funny story. So we're on the beach in a gambler event, and we're racing through the sand and all that good jazz. And next thing you know, my tire just goes left, and I have no steering. And so I'm like, well, what are we gonna do? And so I had some welding rods. I got some battery cables. Y'all know what I did. I put a bolt on the end, welded the bottom of it, and it's lasted.
Yeah.
Well, I can't pass tech at No Name Nationals.
No.
No.
I'll
be honest, I don't think I'd want to drive very fast with that tie rod like that.
No, and I don't ever drive it on the road.
Yeah.
So it's normally trailered somewhere, but I do want to start driving on the road because, as I've talked about before, I'm not very computer savvy. So my wife has taught me how to use her little Cricut thing to make stickers. And my first sticker I made would go across the whole back glass of my Ford Ranger. And so I messed that all up. It was like 8 inches tall. It was awful. So what I'm going to do with those stickers, I'm going to paint the back wall of my garage. I'm going to put just Chucky's garage across the top of it. So that's what I'm going to do with those stickers because they're huge. And so I didn't know no better, So, yeah, I got to fix that. And then with the way I got that car lifted, if y'all watched that video, or the walkthrough video I did for John Wilburn, I got it lifted by spacers on the body and washers. Well, y'all remember how the old OBS Fords with the twin I-beam front 4-wheel drive, how when you back it up, there you go. Yeah. Well, that's what that Buick does. When you back it up, the tires just go in. So, yeah, I got to do a lot of work to that thing to get it ready to go down the drag strip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reloading Fun's comment here. I don't know if I'm cut out for YouTube. Man, I still think the same thing, and I don't know. I don't have any good way to like help anybody get over that. It's just a matter of just doing it and doing what's comfortable for you. I know in the beginning, and even still, it's like I said, I cut out a lot of my endless rambling but that's me. But I cut a lot of it out because I know not everybody likes to just listen to me talk, because I can make a 5-minute, how to bleed your brake, which should take me, maybe a 5 or 10 minute video. I could drag it out for an hour,
right,
just by explaining every little thing that's going through my mind while I'm.
Well,
bye, Chad.
Bye.
See, even a computer don't want to hear you talk. Excuse me, the phone.
I'm trying to see. Busted Radio said he'd pay it if he was in a bind. I'm not sure what he's talking about there. And then earlier, Reloading Fun said that he's the opposite of you, Chad. He has recorded a couple of videos, and he doesn't talk much at all. And I feel that because that's the way I was in my first couple of videos, and everything I said was like I was reading from a script. And you just keep doing it. Just keep putting it out there, and you'll get better at it, and you'll get more comfortable, and hopefully I do too. Because you just have to just record it and put it on the internet.
Yeah, like two things I've learned is one, I need to stop dipping in videos because I cannot swallow it whatsoever. Like I'll just gag and throw up on video, which would be great. And I need to be shorter and don't go into the bush light so much because that last video, I was a little toasty. I'm like, maybe I don't need to do that. After I rewatched it, I'm like, man, I rambled and rambled and rambled. I told somebody to use a pry bar like 10 times, and then I kept calling the caliper a rotor. I'm like, man, I need.
You called the rotor a drum a couple of times.
Yeah,
I did that.
It was.
And here's the star of my YouTube channel, my son.
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
What's up?
What's up?
can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because now my earbuds, I don't hear you as good as I did before I cut out. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I hear you good.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We got our first actual hateful comment on one of our videos on the Jeep video.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Emma just put it in the guy, whoever it was, said they tried to watch, but our presentation and hackiness made it painful to see. So Amber replied, our videos aren't for everybody, but thanks for trying.
Yeah. There you go. Because they're not for everybody.
No.
See, I'm a sarcastic.
I'm not that polite.
I'm not either. Amber is.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is,
I'm a real sarcastic prick when it comes to trolls. I'm a troll connoisseur myself, but I do it in a playful manner. I never mean anything, and a lot of these guys, they mean it. They're pricks, and the thing of it is they'll say something like, you know, you don't know what you're doing. Why would you put this content? I can't stand to watch you because, you know, you're boring, you're a hick, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I'm glad you feel that way. That's what I was actually going for. And stay tuned because it's going to get worse, you know. And next thing you know, 5 videos, that person's on there. And thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for everything. There's no such thing as a bad up or down, like or dislike. And there's no such thing as a bad comment. Any comment puts you in it.
I don't know if y'all want to see any of my trailer build that I've been doing. And I wish I'd have started YouTube when I bought that thing because it was an actual camper.
Yeah. Was it a complete camper when you bought it?
Yeah. It was trashed.
Yeah.
I took the camper, I took it to the scrapyard or the dump and just uploaded it off of it. But I had a guy email me who didn't comment and said, hey, your welds are awful. You blabbering on about trying to make a gooseneck cheap sucks. And the fact that you are so poor that you can't go buy an actual car hauler is pathetic. And I told him in so many nice words to he can unsubscribe, and I bet he drives a squatted truck.
Yeah. I mean,
you got
there's several
dog squat. I call it something
different
else.
ways to go about it.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow. That's getting intense there, Busted Radio. That's
been busted. Chris, that's because it's a Dodge.
Because in my video, I don't know if y'all, watched
you
that
know,
one. I commented several times about squatted trucks.
You got choppy there, Chucky.
Busted Radio says he had some because what he does to Linda, If you brought that car here,
Wow.
did that in front of people, you would probably get drawn and quartered. Because I'm not kidding when I say I'm in Mopar Central. Their Mopars stick their face out of the garage, look around, and it looks like there's too much cloud cover, and they back her back in and cover her up. If you brought a Dodge out and did that to it, that, you know.
Yeah, in the ugly truck experience, they had somebody say one of their videos was painful to watch, and then he also said that it was one of their most watched videos. So right now, that Jeep video has had the best performance of any video we've put on our channel yet.
Yeah. And you know, my like I've said before, my bread and butter is my how-to stuff, and you know, I show how I have done it, and maybe some other ways how to do it that I may or may not do myself, but I can't think of every way to do something for a single how-to while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And then I'll get these comments. Well, all you really need to do is just this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's give them a thumbs up and a heart. You know, basically, I see your comment. And there's been some moments, like they caught me in the right moments, like, well, that would be a great YouTube video. I look forward to seeing it on your channel.
Yeah.
You know, that's great. I mean, if you have more to offer it up.
After my Pontiac oil pan thing, my dogs are ugly. My old lady was, my sister cousin. And you need to clean out they attacked my gutters, my dogs, the old lady, the family, the garage. You need to bleach that garage.
Bleach it.
They went after everything. And I just, well, okay. Yeah, you're right. Why don't you come on over? I'll give you $20 to clean out my gutters.
Yeah. That's one thing Buff and I talked about the other day is he was, and I've really appreciated him. Like, he's gave me a lot of constructive criticism, and I've appreciated so Travis, and I appreciate Mr. Squarebody sharing my stuff, But he's like, man, you gotta. He didn't say clickbait, but like my next video that should come out Friday. Where I live in Alabama, Travis and I'm talking about Smith Lake. I live right down the road from Smith Lake. Well, there's a road that goes into Smith Lake from when they flooded in the 50s. Well, I'm going to try to cross that part of the lake in the Buick.
Oh.
It's going to be about 4 foot to 5 foot deep. Not about 4 foot deep. But my whole caption, I've been thinking about it all week. Can the Buick or off-road car, because not just Buick, so the algorithm of YouTube, which I've learned, will identify more of off-road car cross the lake.
Yeah.
So hopefully that gets a lot of views, yet more subscribers. So that's one thing that he and I talked about a lot. But of course, I'm going to get somebody, well, why don't you just go buy a Jeep? Because it's more fun pulling out a Jeep and a Buick. That's why.
Because everybody does it in a Jeep. Or
exactly.
At least it's building a Jeep to try it.
Yeah, I'm building a Jeep because we bought it and now we got to get rid of it.
Yeah,
and it's not worth what it weighs in scrap right now. So,
and that's why I am with that. That's one thing I want.
Yeah, Andrew likes to kill him with kindness.
I'd like to kill him.
So, I'll be honest, my initial reaction was not friendly, but then I settled on something similar to what she said, and I've got a better mindset. It was the first one, so I wasn't prepared for it yet. I knew it was going to happen, but so now that I have the right mindset, I will be more. Probably not. I'm probably still going to get mad and want to twist their neck.
I've had about the only real, I guess, considered troll that had like repeatedly come up on my channel was with my 305 build, and this guy, he's got a G-Buy, I think it's a Monte Carlo. It's for a street stock class. They've got certain rules, specifications they have to build their engines to be able to compete. And it's a very fast car, blah, blah. But he's trying to tell everybody on my channel how to build 305. And it's the only way you can build 305. Because so-and-so said, so this is how he done it. That's the only way you can get any power with 305. And then pretty much trying to go against anything I say, which what I say is just my experience and what I know about it. And so he kept trying, and finally I just I was nice about everything. And, like, thanks for your experience. Thanks for sharing this with us. And it kind of, gradually escalated a little bit to where I finally, I don't remember what the comment was. Well, I said, all that works out good on paper, but not always on the track, or something to that effect. And because he said the only way to take a camshaft is from some sort of mathematical equation, which, not putting anything against that, but sometimes you just want the chop, plain and simple. Or you're going to buy the biggest cam you can afford, plain and simple. We're not all trying to build the fastest thing for a certain class, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, well, if you think your POS 339 is so bad, we'll just line him up someday at No Name Nationals. I'm like, so I'm like, okay, well, I went to his channel. He doesn't have 500 subscribers yet. Okay, there we go. So I commented back. I said, man, put this stuff on your channel. It'll get you a lot of traction to get you to 500 subscribers. We'll meet at No Name Nationals. I'm not afraid to lose to anybody. And he deleted all of his comments off of my everything. He deleted everything. Yeah. Like, okay.
Well,
if I don't have anything to prove. I just show what I do. If people like it, fine. If they don't like it, that's fine too. Yeah, I'm doing it just to show everybody. If I wasn't recording it, I'd be doing it the same way anyway.
Yeah, and
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
That's the thing that I think that a lot of people don't get is there is potentially, and I don't know that there is a perfect anything to build anything. Like, there's no perfect recipe to make anything perfect. But just because I recorded a video of building that 89 Dodge truck doesn't mean that I'm trying to make it the fastest truck that it can possibly be, because I'm not. If I was, I would not be doing a lot of the stuff the way that I do it. I'm just trying to use what I have and make it the best I can without spending my entire bank account on it, because I don't want to. And that's
one of the biggest things I've stressed is if y'all watched any of my videos where I constantly say, use what you got.
Yep.
If you look at my dovetail on that trailer I did, I got 2x2 C channel. I got 2x2 square tubing. I got 2x2 angle. Like, that's just what I had.
Yeah.
And that's what I got. Because I work for a steel mill, and when they got scrap steel, I can buy it for scrap price. Which,
nice.
y'all know how much steel costs now. Like, it's just ridiculous. I had to buy a 60-foot angle the other day. It was $250. And I'm like, man, I do not like buying steel, like, at the regular price. And so I'm like, well, I'm waiting for some troll to be like, well, whatever. Well, I don't care. Like, I got it at a good price. Like, I got it half off.
Really?
There you go, Travis.
Wow.
There you took inspiration.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I've got 3 of those. I need to pay off my house. I got 2 CJ7s and a Wrangler.
Yeah.
But,
I like what Richard says.
I like that too.
Whether they like me or don't like me,
they're thinking about you.
They're still thinking of me. And
I'm telling you, one of the funniest things. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The whole start of this truck, my race truck, was just to show people you can have fun with a 305 and a 4-speed. You know, you don't have to have a 350 or 383 or big block and an automatic, everything built to the hilt to have fun. You can
Right.
have a 305, find go to some racing, buy the cheapest cam that has the most chop to it, put it in there, have fun with it, just have fun. And it's gone beyond the like everybody's budget now, but it's still kind of a lot of stuff is still, have fun with what you got. And what's funny is I don't really consider them haters, but in my earliest videos of playing with the 305, just a cam swap and intake, I had a couple of them that like, oh, there's no point in that, start out with 350. Like, yeah, I understand that. And I explained why I'm trying to show what I'm doing. But now they're the ones that comment, how's that 339 coming? I can't wait to see how it turns out, because I kind of got them, hooked on, man, there is something else out there.
Well,
Maybe that's not what they're thinking, but that's kind of what I get from it. It's like, hey, man, there's more to life than just the daily cookie cutter 383 or LS swap or whatever. Have fun with what you got and what you can afford, and be different. Be yourself.
well, and
Off-road a front-wheel drive family car.
Yeah.
yeah.
Go drag race a hearse ambulance that you drug out of the woods,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
have
tell
fun
you
with
how
what you
many
got.
razor guys that I have had come up to me and all my buddies and go, y'all are smart. We're the dumbasses. I got $20,000 in a razor that breaks front CV axles every other time I go out. And you got a Buick LeSabre who just pulled me out of a mud hole. I'm like, well, I'm like, I just have a good time
Why
doing
Irish?
this stuff. I'm not knocking you for doing what you're doing, but
Yeah.
yeah, you're exactly right. Go have fun doing what. And I've told people before, my wife's had a Gladiator, my wife's had a Wrangler. Now, bless her soul, she's totaled both of them. And the last total, she broke 12 ribs, and it was bad. Yeah, it was real bad. But like we've had those. And,
Sounds like you need some driving lessons, maybe.
Huh?
Sounds like you might need some driving lessons.
Yeah, it was
busted
bad.
radio.
You don't have a Wrangler or a Gladiator anymore.
Yeah.
Buck.
See you later, Buck.
Yeah, and if we were all going for max horsepower, like that you can possibly build, we'd all have nitromethane funny cars or top fuel dragsters.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If
Or I might
even
have
with
a
going,
out of one because it's probably worth more than my whole truck.
yeah, and even going with the fact of building what you have. Now, if I built what I have, I've been way money ahead, and I've said it a million times. People probably get tired of me saying it, but I've got all sorts of big block stuff laying around this place.
Yeah.
And for probably a third of the cost of what I've got into this 339 to date, I could have had over twice the horsepower naturally aspirated, or as much horsepower naturally aspirated as what I'm going to have with this 339 with spray.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. Just do what's fun. Have fun with it. Anyway, here's a link for anybody that wants to maybe jump in on live. I know the stream may be a little spotty. I think it's on my end, but it may be getting a little bit better.
It kind of comes and goes.
Uh-oh. Irish Outlaw had to get out. His power went out.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Richard.
If you want to spend $1 million on and you have it, go for it. I don't. And if I did, I wouldn't want to spend it on that 89 Dodge truck. I want to spend as little as possible to make it fun to go down the drag strip. I'm not trying to set a record with it. I'm just trying to have fun. It doesn't need
Yep.
to go as fast as it possibly can.
I just want your 12 valve. Is what I want.
Yeah.
That old
Oh,
Dodge. I want that.
This
thing.
this
I got an
comment
old
here,
raggedy IDI.
that's kind of what I thought first time I got live. It's like, I don't know what I'm talking about on live. You know, afraid to say the wrong thing. It doesn't matter. Just jump in, and you could just be there on live, just to get you used to it. You don't even have to say anything if you don't want to. You can jump in on live. If you feel like talking, you can talk a little bit. We'll try to shut up long enough to give you some room to talk. But yeah, just jump in if you feel like it. No pressure.
Yeah. I was nervous as a whore in a church the first time I got on live with y'all.
Your power's back. I'll be right back.
Jay's back.
Yeah, my
Jay's
power
not bashful.
like that and done. I was like, whatever.
Kind of like the CV axles on that Buick. Boom, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
With,
know.
I've thought about getting some like off-road CV axles built because I've probably replaced CV axles in that Buick 8 times on both sides. And I keep just buying, I mean, for what I mean, it's not built to do nothing that I do with it. And so then the fact that I take it and jump it and go over rocks and boulders. I was at Stony Lonesome one day.
But
and
you're
there's
still going to have spares of those.
Huh?
You're still going to have spares of the upgraded ones.
Exactly.
Because you're going to break those too. So you could either have ones that you could take back, and if you got to get to Parks' house, get the lifetime warranty ones, just keep taking them back until they catch up on you. But
exactly,
you know, but I like Richard's comment here. Some project get started or finished never get started or finished when you try to keep up with the Joneses, and that's true because a lot of times if you just get a project just get it running, just get it to where you can drive it, just to have that fun with it first. I've seen so many projects that have been in a shop for 20 years just because they don't have the right one thing to finish it or to go to the next step. So it just gets stalled out. We got Tex. Mr. Tex. No video, but you're there. Hello?
Hello?
Hello from the other side.
There he is.
What's going on, bud?
How's it going?
I'm assuming you're TXMF Transportation Video Division. Okay.
Yes, I am.
Well,
and it's real buggy tonight. I don't know what's going on here.
It's probably
yeah,
might
thanks
be.
for having me on. I am a square body owner, which you can kind of see there. It's a 77 K10. So that's why I follow along with you guys with what's going on. Y'all have allowed me to kind of work on this old truck and keep it running, so I appreciate that.
Cool. Yeah, welcome in. I know the light's been a little bit spotty. I think it's my connection. One of these days I'll get some proper internet piped into this place, but that's why, I say don't worry about coming on live because it's not, there's no judgment here. It's just a matter of getting used to it, getting out of your comfort zone.
Yep. So anyway, I'm a video guy. I shoot video for trucking companies for the most part, but I do stuff for automotive and past 3 or 4 years, Lone Star Throwdown over in Conroe with a bunch of old trucks and whatnot. Go out there and make a couple of videos out of that stuff too, and just put them online and let people check them out. So it's what I do.
So is that on your channel here?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a few here and there. I don't post often because I just don't have enough content to post constantly. So I don't get a huge view count. I've got about 8,500 subscribers, but that goes back to like 2009. So, it's a long, slow burn for me to get subscribers and comments and views and whatnot. And, I get more out of Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
TikTok's a quick way. Yeah. There's a lot. I almost started.
I did off big
TikTok.
pretty good on TikTok. I almost got 3,000 followers on TikTok, like 1,700 on Instagram, and Facebook's like slow. But speaking of big rigs, you'd have liked my dad and I just stretched a 1990 International cab over with an N14 mechanical, 13 speed.
There you go.
We just stretched it. Yeah, it's pretty sharp. It was original farm truck in Nebraska, and it had 600,000 original miles on it.
Nice.
Which is nothing for a 90.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was a beautiful truck.
I dig that. That's cool.
I like what First Responder Garage says here. He's had fast engines. They're great when you're in the mood. But most of the time, you just drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's been a phrase on the internet, and I've kind of thought it for years. It's more fun to drive a slow car or slow vehicle fast than it is a fast vehicle slow.
Yeah.
And, in some ways, when this truck was actually a stock 305, before I put the cam or anything into it, and all I had in it was the mini spool in the rear end, it was the most fun I'd had in one of my own trucks in a long, long, long time because I didn't care. It wasn't fast. It wasn't powerful. But you could sit there and do donuts for days, burn the tires off. I had rock hard all-terrains that were about bald, so they didn't get any traction, so they just spun. And it was just a blast. If I would have had a 1,000-horse twin-turbo LS in here, it wouldn't have been any more fun because I'd have been worried about everything else. That engine, I wasn't worried about one bit.
Right.
Well, my Ranchero is the slowest, fast-sounding car you've ever heard.
You hadn't heard my Buick?
It sounds like that thing would just terrorize the road, and it does, but at a slow pace because it's geared so damn bad. And it's
mine terrifies the world. The one time I drove mine, I came back from a gambler event, and it was covered in mud, and I live about 8 miles from a car wash. And so I'm like, well, I'm going to go wash. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's going to be on the road. So I'm going to drive to the car wash. Sure enough, police officer pulls in behind me. I'm driving down the road. He pulls into the car wash, and he goes, hey, man, this thing is rolling. I'm going to pull you the F over. I almost said it. Didn't want to say it on here. He goes, yeah, this thing right here is just screaming probable cause. How much crack you got in the trunk? And so he was just enamored with that Buick, and he walked around it, recorded it, called his buddies. They all come to the car wash. Here I am, hiding bush lights underneath the seat, and I'm like, oh crap.
Great, I got the show car for the evening.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, man, you been drinking? Hell no. I've not been drinking at all.
I've been too busy.
Yeah, I've been too busy.
And they're done that.
It was funny, though. So now, every time I see a police officer will drive by and he'll see the Buick, he'll stop by and he'll go, rolling probable cause. That's the car. I always said I'm gonna get a sticker and put it across the back glass.
Well, that's what you need to name the car.
That's the name of that car. Probable cause.
Probable cause.
You need to put that on your videos. Working on probable cause Buick, whatever year.
That's a great
road rally car.
Bam! There we go.
Because probable cause. Because how many people? You got to remember, YouTube ain't just for having fun and doing the cars and people doing true crime. what's probable cause on this? Do they have the right for probable cause? So anytime somebody puts in probable cause, you're going to have this redneck in a Buick for freaking 38.
Are you
You see what I'm
stereotyping?
saying? People will find that hilarious.
You're right. No, and the guy was
I think you
great.
got a name for the car now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
for
right.
sure.
Probable cause.
You need to put
That's going on.
a bug shield on the
Yeah.
front that just says probable cause, like the 70s. You know?
Yeah.
That would be great. Yeah, that's going to happen.
Yeah. This Andy on the comments, that's Reloading Fun's other channel.
Yeah.
I had it posted here a minute ago, but yeah, David Freiberger, he said it a lot on Roadkill. You don't have to get it right, just get it running.
Yeah.
And that's been my philosophy for years, because it's no fun. Now, I enjoyed the build process a lot. I enjoy building stuff. Sometimes I don't know, just the part of building it and the anticipation of what it's going to be is almost more fun to me sometimes than actually driving a vehicle. But it's still, the vehicle is always as much fun as it is whenever you drive or experience it.
Yeah.
So if it's just sitting there doing nothing, how much fun is that? Just
Right.
get it running. And I try to tell people, do it in stages. I mean, just pick a spot where you want to get to. Just get it running. And then after you get it running, then what do you want to do with it? Have some fun with it, then do the next step. And because the next step will come easier as far as getting it done if you've already experienced how much fun the vehicle already is.
And it's motivation. I mean, y'all know.
Yeah.
First
Motivation.
hear that motor run, it makes you motivated to do everything else. Like
you're on the right track.
Running,
Yeah.
and then bam, I want to fix the brakes. I want to fix the tie rod
Yep.
that bows up and down, and everything else.
We got Big Mike Toopty Bar in here.
That Javelin of mine, just to go on what you're saying, I got it running, drove it on Power Tour, took it to No Name Nationals. Amber drove that thing around here every single day. That was her car. She drove the hell out of it. Well, then I get in it. I chuck the engine. So now, instead of building, anything else to go in something else I have, I'm spending all this money on a 125 horse motor trying to get 125.5. You know what I mean? It's just the fact that I'm putting it together and the car will be running in a week. I only have a few things left to do. I just got to clean the pistons up and stick it all back together. But it's like, then I got two more engines, and I'm gonna have another square body will be on the road, except it's gonna have a big block 402 in it. Yeah, I picked up a few engines.
That's kind of how many want to put a supercharger on that 3800, because a lot of
there you go
with the
They
factory.
came from the factory with them. Easy swap.
Yeah.
More horsepower.
Nissan Versa at 120 miles an hour. I bet it was.
Yeah, it was interesting.
What's that about, Travis?
That was like a Roman noodle.
Actually, that was a wild ride to the vet because my little dog just got hit by a car on the interstate. And at one point during the ride, I told Amber to slow down because we didn't need to go to the ER on the way to the vet.
Yeah. Oh, she was driving.
What's that?
She was driving.
She was driving. I was not driving.
Oh, wow.
So the story, I'm sure you guys in my videos have seen Penny, my little Chihuahua mixed dog. She got hit on the interstate by a SUV going 60 or 75 miles an hour. And I thought for sure she was dead, but she wasn't. And she was bleeding really bad. So I was holding pressure on her wound, and Amber was driving us to the vet so they could, and they put her back to $1,800, but they put her back together.
Have y'all seen those little ankle biters my son got?
I saw it in the back of your truck in one of the videos.
Yeah, good grief. Them things yell, bark, scream, shit everywhere.
So Ryan's comment about the build it for years and sell it right before it's done. I was going to say something about that because I think that happens a lot. If you try to make it perfect the first time, going along with what Richard was or what Chad was talking about with, just get it running and do it in stages. I'm kind of
and walk away, for a second.
That Toyota van came about. A good buddy of mine bought it.
I do it
6 or 7 years ago, and he pretty much just got it home and stripped the interior out of it, and then decided I'm gonna be done right there. And then I come in and buy it for the exact same price that he paid for it 10 years ago or 6 years ago. Which I still have not got that thing home yet, but I haven't had a trailer, so that's what I've been doing.
That's the truth right there.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I agree with First Responder Garage here. And that's one of the things, this little engine I'm building, everybody's guessing the horsepower on it, and I've got my estimates, and they all seem about the same, around 400 horse. And I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know. I haven't kept track of what I've got into it, and that really doesn't matter to a point. But my wife's 2019 Ram pickup has 395 horse. That's just your any Ram you buy is going to be a 395 horse Hemi in that year. And here I am trying to squeeze 400 horse out of this 339. It's like, and in some ways it almost kind of shoots it in the foot a little bit. It's like, well, what am I doing? But then again, it's like I don't really care what it makes. Whatever it makes is I made it make that, and that's I guess that's one of the things I want to get with this build is even if it makes 300 horsepower, I made it make that 300 horsepower. And the process of building it, that's the experience of it. And it's going to be, I'm going to have a blast with it. I know I'm going to have fun with it.
Yeah, but what I would hear from that is the people that want to make the comparison of, let's go get a 350 or 400. At the end of the day, you got 400 horsepower, no matter what block it is. You got 400 horsepower.
Yeah. I mean, it's easier to get if you're starting out with more cubic inches.
Yeah.
And I'm completely on board with that idea because that's what I've said for years. I've been a 305 hater, not really hater, but it's like they have their place. They're not worthless, but they have their place. They're not a good building block for horsepower or going fast. Can you get horsepower out of them? Yeah, a certain amount. But then it becomes, if you put that much money into a 350, then you'd have that much more horsepower for actually less money. Because buying pistons for a stroker 350 or 305 is way more expensive than buying pistons for a 383 stroker or 400.
Well,
but,
like all your 5.0s, say every one of them, 302, 4. The 4.9, 301, 307, 305. If they're maintained, they are unkillable. If you take care of them, they're just a good motor. All of them are. Even the 318, we can throw that in there, I guess. And they're just.
They don't make enough horsepower to hurt themselves.
No, I mean you really gotta be. You really gotta be an idiot to blow one of them up. The 301, gutless little wonder, will run and run and run. A 307 the same way. The Olds motor, you change the oil in them, you wide open 5,000 RPMs burnout, and it'll do it for half a mile. If you can get the wheels turning.
Yeah.
And
just keep oil in them.
Yeah, they just run forever. As long as you take care of them.
Yeah.
How's it going, Country Mile Garage?
That 304 of mine, the freaking exhaust valves is big around as my thumb.
They don't have much air to move.
I
That'd be a
sat there,
great
I looked
show.
at that pile of parts, and I was like, let's be serious, $1,400 worth of crap. But that's including headers and fancy valve covers that say Edelbrock and all that stuff. But literally $1,400 with a comp cams kit and all that stuff. I could have built 2 small block Chevys.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Including
trust
buying
me.
the block.
I feel the pain.
But
I feel the pain, mister.
if it wasn't
yeah.
for that being the original motor to
Yep.
an AMC Javelin, no friggin' way. I'd have been like,
Yeah.
nope, I'll find another one.
So that's Squeaky's still going to be numbers matching when you're done. That's the point, right?
No, he was originally a 250 straight 6, so we're not going to go down that road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we talked about that, I think, last week a little bit or week before. 'Cause I do have a 250 straight 6 in a truck, and people are trying to get me to go a whole different route on it, but we're not going to do that.
Can hook you up with the guy that can get you a good cylinder head for that 250.
Yeah, you're cutting up, Travis. I can't hear you. Sorry. Oh, by the way, Dudes with Wrenches has a good comment here.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off, Travis, but yeah. That may be a good shirt idea. Go with it. Is Chucky taking a leak? Anyway, this Andy 34
I may or may not have.
7495 is reloading fun. He's got 2 different channels. So go
This
go
is the one
sub
he's
to
going
his
to do car
channel.
stuff on. So
This
is the one he said he's going to do car stuff on. So if he's going to go to No Name Nationals, it's going to be on this channel, I think.
Yeah. So everybody go hit him up. There's a lot of, everybody go through the live chat and hit everybody up. If you're not sub to him, sub to him. I'm not doing a very good job of keeping up with the live chat right now. Sometimes. And that goes back to dollar for dollar. If I would have put the amount of money I've got in this 339 stroker versus a big block, going with what I already have on hand, I would have been way money ahead, unless I'd had less money in a twice the horsepower on a big block. So I guess the kind of way you look at it, I don't know. But yeah, if you want to make horsepower, it's going to cost money, one way or the other.
The more performance, the more potential problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That Buick, I got to do 12 seconds falling out of an airplane.
Yeah.
People walking by my house make me nervous.
Yeah. One of these days, I would like to build a 250 or 292. Just basically for the same reason I'm building this 339. Just because. But it's not going to be my next engine build.
With a Ford Maverick with a 300 or a 200 straight 6.
Yeah.
Because I'm like y'all. I think you keep oiling those things, they'll run forever. Heck, a 300, you ain't got to keep oiling. It'll run forever. But I would love to build one of those for what I want to do. Yes. My brother and I, when he turned 16, my dad bought him a Ford Fairmont. And we painted it camouflage because, that's what we do down here in Alabama. We paint everything camouflage. It had a 45-foot antenna on the back of it with no CB because that makes sense. And so, and then it had a 300 straight 6 in it. And he ran that joker without oil forever. And you check the dipstick because he didn't know how to do that. And so I checked the dipstick and there's just no oil in it. They're just run and run and run. We ended up taking that motor out because he totaled the car and put it in a 65 twin I-beam Ford. And we ran it forever in that. They're just indestructible. That's what I want, is indestructible.
Yeah.
Because I've rebuilt that 3800 3 times now.
In the Buick?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, twice. Well, no. Well, all 3 of them were my fault. Because the first
Fair enough.
That's up now.
At least you own it.
I had it to the floor, which I took the rev limiter out of it, and so it's sitting on 7,000 RPMs in a pond, trying to go across, and I blew it up. Then I sunk the motor full of water. The second time, I had a bent push rod, and I didn't realize it when I put the push rods back in it. So I warped the heads. I had to rebuild the top end again. Then the third time, I did the same thing in a mud hole, and I blew it up. And I lost. Yeah, I had to take it to machine. Yeah, so I blew it up 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Richard's comment here is, the new generation. I guess that's maybe kind of what I was getting at with our 2019 Ram making that much horsepower.
Yeah.
The equivalent truck when I was growing up made 165 horsepower or maybe 185 horsepower.
Yeah.
So, it's just you can go buy a brand new vehicle nowadays with horsepower equivalent or better than a late 60s, early 70s muscle car, the baddest of the bad back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your 426 Hemis, your LS6 454s. You could buy, a pickup truck that has the same amount of horsepower or close to it.
Or more.
Yeah, or more.
Because I went and looked at a 6.7 the other day, because my IDI it wouldn't pull the greasy strings out of a pig's butt right now.
Yeah.
And so I went, and it's got like 1,000 foot-pounds of torque, bone stock, and I'm just like, holy cow, 1,000 foot-pounds of torque stock.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's just insane.
Yeah, the new 6.7s.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They're that high now?
They're insane.
Wow.
1,000 foot-pounds of torque.
My 2012 Duramax is close to that, but I've had some goodies done to it. Factory, It was 394 horse and 750 pound-foot of torque.
Yeah.
Now it's roughly around 550 horse and close to 1,000 pound-foot. So it's not even up with, just a 2012 with some add-ons and programming.
Mm-hmm.
Still isn't with what you could go get a brand new stock diesel.
I think my white truck is probably somewhere close to where yours was stock. And on the valve cover, it says 160 horse and 425 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah.
And it's probably not quite to where your Duramax was stock. I don't have any idea what it's actually at.
That idea I got this thing. It's just awful, because I got a rear end. I mean, it's terrible. When I pulled that gooseneck home from my dad's the other day, like I got like 6.5 miles to the gallon pulling with that thing, because I'm having to hold it to the floor the entire time. But it's got 355 gears, and I got a rear end in the shop. I'm gonna put 410s in it, and if it don't do no better, I'm gonna sell it. Hopefully, buy something like Travis has got 12, because it's like the 12 valve is indestructible if you don't touch it and just go with it. You'll drive it forever. So that's why I bought the IDI initially, because I knew they'd last forever, and I got a really good deal on it. So, but it does not. It don't like pulling itself, much less a trailer.
Well, that's why they last forever, because they get tired of trying to pull anything with them, so they park them.
Yeah.
Or just, it ain't gonna pull it, so I just won't pull anything with it. I like dudes with wrenches idea here. Let's put a turbo on that thing. Let's see. That'd be good content.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to watch.
Country Mile, if they had to deal with that, they'd be looking for a safe place. Yeah. If kids nowadays couldn't go buy a 10-year-old vehicle and put a tune on it and get 600 horse, they wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son told me the other day when he turned 16, he either wants a 69 Camaro or a Lamborghini. I said, buddy, I don't think you're getting either one of those.
They might, by the time he turns 16, they might be the same cost.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You're probably
the
right.
cost right now is probably about the same.
Yeah. I'm like, you might get a
Well, I'll tell you-
69, I don't know, Plymouth Cordoba. Oh,
Speaking of
I tried to buy one.
Lamborghinis
Tell you what,
and
guys,
supercars.
I'm going to bug out here in a second.
Okay.
Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, I was listening to you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna. There's a lag there. I'm sorry. I was just gonna say I'm gonna bug out here in a minute. But if you guys have question on video or whatever, I mean, fire away. Best practices, things like that. I mean, I'm not a square body mechanic. I mean, I do stuff on this truck. I don't film any of it. I just film myself cruising around and whatnot. But you know, video is what I do. And if there's anything you ever want to know about video, you can ask me now or shoot me a message later or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I need to learn how to
I
make
got
an
one for
intro
you.
video.
What's the
Go
best editing software you believe?
Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I got what came on my laptop. I tried to download what Travis had, and it crashed my laptop. I don't know why. Maybe I did something
He tried
wrong.
that DaVinci. That DaVinci
Yeah.
did that to this laptop I'm on right now.
So we just
DaVinci is
just
good.
went and upgraded to 64 gigs of RAM in our computer to run DaVinci
Oh,
to edit
Yeah,
4K.
DaVinci's good. I've never edited in DaVinci. I've only done color grading in DaVinci. The camera that I use, it does what's called a raw format, so it's kind of washed out and it doesn't really show the colors very well. You add those after the fact, and with DaVinci, it's it's good. But the physical editing, yeah, you can do it in DaVinci. It's a free program. There's a lot of features that are locked out you have to pay for, but you really don't need them for good basic video. I use Adobe Premiere Pro on the daily, and yeah, it does cost money, but you know, it does the job for me. So
I'm still learning.
really, it comes down to there's a lot of free stuff out there. There's DaVinci, which is free as well, and use what you're comfortable with, and you know, let it guide you in making some cool content.
well, I'm scared of editing because, like, I did a video about a month ago, me riding a power line trail, and it was great. Like, it was me going up steep embankments, mountains, and all this stuff. I mashed one button and deleted it all.
Yep.
I have no idea where it went. It wasn't in the cloud no more. It wasn't.
Oh man.
It was gone.
That's not good.
It was gone, and so I'm like, well,
What
I
you
spent
what you
all
do
day Saturday.
what you do for video, what you need to do when you shoot video, make a copy. When you get home, get back to the house, have a external hard drive or whatever to plug into your laptop or whatever you're
Went
using,
and bought one the other
and
day.
make an identical copy before you make any editing, and throw it on
Okay.
there and just set it to the side, and then start editing your stuff. And if something for some reason gets jacked, you've still got the backup of the original stuff that you can plug back in. So that's probably the best way to go forward with that. I haven't had that problem personally, but I do back up everything, duplicate, sometimes triplicate, depending. I mean, if somebody's paying me to make stuff for them, I'll make triplicate copies and back up constantly during the editing process, just because you never know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
I
This is
leave everything on my sound on my little, you know, my mini cards, whatever you want to call them. And then I put them on while I'm there, I'll copy them and put them on. I got those little SanDisk, like Extreme, and I'll get them on that because that thing is so fast that I can actually put them on there and edit with my Premiere Pro and send it back and forth. And then when I upload it to YouTube, it comes from that SanDisk. And then I also have a big ass, like 16 terabyte actual external hard drive that once I'm done editing, I throw everything on that. So when it's I try to keep my fastest stuff with that Adobe because I'm still learning like a lot, like how to set up your, all the crap for your sequences. And like, I'm just now learning how to pinpoint zoom. But it'll pinpoint, like if I'm looking at this point, it'll go up to that point and stop. And you don't
Keyframing.
lose any clarity. It stays the same because I do everything in 120 on my GoPros. And it actually
Which means you can do some pretty badass slow motion.
Yeah. Because I wanted to get into making better videos. I've already cuss a lot and everybody thinks that's funny. So I just try to get in, just them sections, everybody just loves. But I'm just trying to make it better content. And I have the tools to do it. I just don't have the know-how yet. I'm still working on it. As far as
It'll
my
come to
thing
you.
is deleting parts of videos. Like, so all my stuff is on my iPhone. So I'll set up a tripod. I got to go mash start. I got to go walk back to my car, start it, and then do whatever I need to do. And I think that's how I deleted that whole video was I was trying to take out 30 seconds of me walking back and forth. And then I just delete the whole thing. So that's my, and trying to make an intro video of like, bless her heart, my little sister made me an intro video, but it's not really my kind of style. Like it's, and it was cool, but it was like hip hop music sounding in the back.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Tyler Childers fan.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
That goes along with in your videos. I'll watch someone else. I'm going to throw Ryan with Streetcar Chronicles under the bus here, because I'll watch his video and he has, kick-ass music. It's all that kind of stuff. And maybe it would help my videos better if I had a little better music choice. But I use the free stuff that I could download off YouTube, so I don't have any copyright infringement problems. But it works for me. What works for his channel isn't necessarily always my style. So when you're picking and choosing how you edit a video, how I edit my videos and how my videos are put together is because that's what's comfortable for me to do. Now I'll watch other people's videos and say, hey man, I'm going to try to I like that. I'm going to try to work it into my editing, but sometimes it just doesn't work for me. It's like, you got to do it. Find you a comfortable groove, regardless of what it looks like compared to other people's stuff. Find your groove. And then once you get in that groove, then start kind of adding stuff here and there and then let it evolve. But if you're constantly trying to grasp everywhere, you don't have anywhere to stay on, your common ground.
It's all about consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that, the one thing that I don't know how to do, like I know Square Body does it and Travis and all y'all do it, is like y'all's initial, like if y'all notice like my videos, it somehow pick randomly some part of the video as the cover photo. And I have no clue how to make a cover photo and have like a title. Y'all know what I'm saying? like all of y'all are
like
always
a good thumbnail.
Thumbnail.
Yeah, thumbnail.
Thumbnail maker.
You have to upload it separately. I did when I first started. I did mine in Paint 3D on my computer.
Oh,
And
really?
They weren't good, but it worked. Amber does.
I do mine off of Snaps or Snapseed or some photo editing app, and I'll go through my video in slow motion to where I know there's a good like thumbnail, and I'll go through my video slow motion on pause until I find that perfect shot. Every once in a while, I'll actually take a thumbnail during my video. It's like, yeah, this is what I want for my thumbnail. A lot of times I'll just go through my video, find that shot that kind of, is a good idea of what this video is about. And then I'll screenshot it, crop it down, and go and put my words on it, and then save it to my phone, then upload it to YouTube as my thumbnail. And that may be the long way to do it. I don't know. That's just how I do it. Like I said, that's what's comfortable for me. It it's quick and easy for me now. I've just gotten used to doing it that way.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Because I don't know
got
if I do it the long way. Because like I'll video something, put it on this little external deal, load it onto my computer, and then for some reason the whatever editing deal that's already on my computer, I'll have to download it or upload it to YouTube as private, then go in there, set all my hashtag, which I've just now learning, hashtags, make my title of the video. Yeah, like it takes me like an hour and 20 minutes to upload a video to go through all of them steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know it works, so I'm scared to try anything else, you know?
I mean, as long as it works for you, then go for it.
Two
Yeah,
hacks
I'm gonna address dudes with wrenches. This comment I've had highlighted.
Oh yeah.
About the square bodies, and yes, I'm on the old school side of it. I've loved square bodies for as long as I've been alive, almost 40 some years. So I loved them before they were cool. And yes, I do agree with you. I think this last 5 years is, I don't know if it ruins it, but it feels a little, I don't know what the word is for it, commercialized. You know, it's like everybody has to have a square body now because they're the cool thing now.
Yeah.
And they're not, it's going away from what I love, my love for square bodies is. But everybody's got their own idea of what they want for a vehicle. So, you know, I'm on board with that. But me personally, I like the old school stuff, you know, either stockish, or, you know, like the day one modifications, wheels, tires, cam intake, and headers. You know, that's the cool stuff for me. I like to see the original stuff. But yeah, I'm on board with you, dudes. It is what it is.
I'm old enough to remember. I'm old enough to remember back when I had my 71 Cheyenne and my 67 GMC and my 59 Apache, reading the Classic Trucks magazine where they were having the argument and debate about, are we going to allow square bodies? It was, 67, 72 was kind of the cutoff. And that's like, these are the classics. Everything else is not classic. And there's the whole back and forth, what was this, like 2002 or so?
Yeah.
And now it's just square body left and right. And this truck here that
are they going to allow anything else?
My uncle bought it. Yeah, my uncle bought this thing brand new in 77. So second owner, same family. It's a jewel to me. Square bodies are great. I love the 67, 72, but this truck, it's really something. And it's just, the OBS guys are waiting in the wings. They're about to become the new thing in the next 5 years, I would imagine.
I was just going to say that.
Because the local shows here, it's everything up to 87 or something like that. But they're starting to open up to OBS, GMT 400, whatever. And more power to them. I mean, I was. I'll be 49 next month. So by the time I started driving is when they, had the OBS were in the dealerships and whatnot. And that's what I really wanted. Never had one, but
I remember when they first hit the dealership lot. I'm 43, and I remember riding my bike down to the local Chevy dealership when they first came out, waiting for the first one to show up. It's like, oh man, that's so cool. They finally changed the body style, and now I'm like, I like them. I like a nice OBS as much as anything else, but they just never be a square body. But at that time, they were the next cool thing.
Yeah.
So me and him are old enough to remember when square bodies from the 70s still looked brand new.
Yeah.
And when the 88s came out, when they first came out, I hated them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, this is not the Chevy truck that I know. I'm not a fan of this thing, but it took about 2 or 3 years to finally grow on me. It's just kind of like the current Silverados now. It's like, but they'll grow on me.
Yeah.
I remember 88 or 89. It was all the white trucks were having the problems with the paint peeling away on the hoods and everything. So I'm not opposed to ever getting one, but I mean, I've got my 77 here. I'm happy with it, and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Mine's
I'm going to address this comment I've got highlighted from Andy. Checking the main bearings or any bearings with the dial bore gauge. Mine. I mean, you'll see a faint line on the bearing from the bore gauge. I mean, it's nothing to worry about as long as it's not something you can feel with your finger. As long as it's not scratching the surface. But yeah, it'll leave a faint witness mark where you've had the dial bore gauge in there, but it's nothing to worry about. Now, I don't have eyeballs on what yours exactly did, so I can't say for sure yours is okay.
He goes on to say
mine does leave a faint witness line, so.
Hell, I've taken mechanics tape to cam bearings I've messed up. I don't care.
Okay, he can barely feel it. Well, yeah, I'd like to say it's going to be okay. I guess my professional side of me says to maybe take it to a machine shop closest to you to have them verify if you're not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I'm way behind on these comments, so.
Back up to comments before where he was talking about old school. I think all of us would agree we like working on stuff that you ain't got to hook up to a computer to find out what sensor is messed up.
Oh, yeah.
That's just me, because, I've always worked on older stuff. And my son, whenever I look at something that's newer, he goes, Dad, you don't like those. You're old school. And I'm only 30. Well, I'll be 34 this month. And so, but with my dad was, he's in his 50s. So me growing up around nothing but my first truck was an 84 F-150 with a 302 in it. Then the first square body I bought was a 77 with a 400 in it. So that's all I grew up around. And I know how to work on them. And I don't like hooking up an OBD1 or OBD2 reader to tell me that the oxygen sensor in the rear is messed up. That's why you have a misfire. I don't want that. And that's what that Buick does. Now it says it's got some sensor on the throttle body that's dirty. Well, I imagine it is. It got sunk in a pond.
My ASC certified side fights my redneck side all the time.
Yeah.
All right. On that, guys, I'm going to bug out. I appreciate you.
See you. Thanks for stopping by.
Nice meeting you, man.
And
all right. Thanks for stopping
whenever the next one comes out, if I got an opportunity, I'll come check you guys out.
Yeah.
Right,
well, it'll be next week at 7 o'clock on Topeka Project.
Channel.
Copy that. We'll see you.
See you.
And I'll do that Leighton. I'll on Facebook or Instagram.
Like this 304 that I'm working on, my ASC certification looks at it and goes, "You're an idiot. You need to bring this to a machine shop. There's no reason to put this thing back together because it's got vertical scoring and a couple of pits from rusting and, but I just ran the stone hone and then followed her with the old dingle ball and good enough. She got crosshatch, but in a shop, I'd be like, oh,
yeah. What were your balls?
This is going to cost them,
Some of my best engine builds were dingle ball, rusty old pieces of crap, and they ran the best than if I'd have had a machine shop done like this 339.
Every one of them out there was dingle ball honed. And I finally threw my stone hone away after this 304 because it, after a while they start cracking.
Yeah.
I was going through it on the last hole I was going to do. I only run it through there a couple times just to kind of get the hard glaze off. And I went, ring, and it just disintegrated. I was like, all right, get out the dingle ball hone. It's done. That's all they're supposed to be for, is a glaze. You're not supposed to sit there and ram them damn stone hones through there.
Oh no, those are the true up cylinders. I mean, if you got an egg-shaped cylinder, you take one of them stone hones and run through there, get it trued up.
Yeah.
No, don't do that, people. If anybody's listening, don't do that. That's not what they're for.
Yeah. Well, I said in a video, I said, this is actually supposed to be done with with a machine that holds the block steady, and something that holds this steady goes in and does it. If you do it like this, it's got the little spring on it. It's going, it's going all over the place. You ain't exactly going to have a true hole when you're done. So I didn't use it a lot, but it needed it.
That's why the rings have gaps. So as they're going through the bore, they go like this.
Yeah.
They self-seal.
Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. That's why I will not, because I've done my own cam bearing since I was in early high school. Because the machine shop that does my cranks that I got back, I went in there one day and my buddy Dino's dad was still running the place, and he's like, "Come in here, Jay." He says, "I'm tired of doing your damn cam bearings. You're gonna learn how to do this." And he hands me a friggin' snap-on cam bearing tool. Gives it to me. It's his old one. He got a new one. You're gonna start doing these yourself. So he sat there and he went through it on one of my small block Fords, and I got it figured out and I started doing it. But at the same time, I have screwed up.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to screw up. And I don't want somebody watching my video. They go, oh, good, it's in there. Because these AMC engines aren't like all the other ones. You know how I don't know if you've ever done them, but like a Chevy or a GM engine, when you're putting the cam bearings in, you can look right in that oil hole, put a light underneath there, and you can basically line that oiler hole on that cam bearing up perfectly. AMC, you can't do that. AMC, it's on the side, and you have to get it in there and mark your line and get it perfect and then drive it in, and then sit there and look at it.
If you want to go down a rabbit hole, just on small block Chevys, you find out that there's about 100 different ways people like to put cam bearings in as far as lining up the hole. So, and that's one of the videos I want to do on this 339 because it don't have any cam bearings yet. I told the machine shop, I'm going to do those myself for my video.
Yeah.
Not because I'm the best one who knows everything about putting cam bearings in. I was like you years ago. I was putting an engine together in a shop, and I said, "Well, it don't have any cam bearings in it." The guy's like, "Well, you're putting them in." I was like, "Okay." So he hands me a cam bearing tool and says, "You're smart. You figure it out." So I put cam bearings in, and I figured it out. And then since then, I've done. Sometimes I just have machine shop do them, and sometimes I do them. But I'm not necessarily the be all end all the installing cam bearings. But if nothing else, I'm gonna show someone the hard way to do it. Maybe I don't know.
Well, it's like
I'll show them the way I done it.
This AMC takes two different tools. You can't do it with just like any other one. You just use the same damn end piece that you slide your cam bearing over.
Yeah.
The AMC takes two different ones.
Yeah.
Because the first one's a great big. I measured it. I can't remember what the measurement is. And then it's tapered to the back.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Ford is tapered to the back. But you got that big one. It takes a bigger joint, and you got the rest of them that go down. And dude, I've put the front cam bearing in, the timing chain cam bearing in without using a guide. I've done them so many times. I can get it just right, put it right, and smack that sucker, and it'll get in there far enough straight. And then I can I don't have to go from the back and push it from the back, go into the front. I can get it right on the line, but this AMC, I couldn't do that. I actually had to take it off. I put it on the ground and went. It's just too big. That first cam bearing, it's about that damn wide.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't show people that. If you're doing a 350, they're like you said, you look at 5 different people, they'll tell you 50 different ways to do it.
Yeah.
All you can do is show the way you did it,
Two Hacks makes a good point here, Chucky. When you're uploading a video, you can schedule it where it says make it public, private, or schedule it, or make a premiere. If you schedule it, then you can schedule it for whatever time you want to. You can change that after the fact. But schedule it, and that gives
Okay.
you time to finish up your editing, like your thumbnails, your description, title, all that other stuff, and it's not out to the public yet. So you're not
Right.
trying to beat the views. And that is a good suggestion.
Okay.
A lot of my stuff I've learned to just go ahead and get it done. I schedule it. That way it's already out there, because I've had videos that I meant to put out, but I forgot to put out when I wanted them to come out because I didn't schedule them. And then I'm scrambling to like, oh crap, I was wanting to come out tonight at 7, and here it is 8 o'clock, and I'm trying to upload it, and it's like, oh crap, I forgot to put the description or tags in, and yeah, it's just a mess.
I set mine to
I've heard
unlisted.
some people say there's a certain time. There's a certain time you should post.
Yep.
Or upload a
If you
video.
look
Like there's a time
on
frame where you.
In your YouTube studio, it'll have a tab in there that'll tell you when the majority of your viewers, the people who've watched your videos, what time they're on and watching YouTube, and it'll give you kind of a like 7 days a week, and then it'll have highlighted zones that are better for more of your viewers are online.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mine shows me between like 5 and 7 in the afternoons.
That's
All right,
when
I'll
all
look into
the
that.
that's when all the guys are getting off work and
Yep.
doing their business or having a beer, sitting in the lounger, you know.
You didn't miss much. Hey, Buff is fine. Well, he's been in here. I've just been slow on the comment. Sorry, Buff.
What's up, Buff?
Let's see. Hey, Steven, he's in here. What's going on?
Yeah, he went and looked at big blocks. I think he said today.
Oh, I like big blocks. I like big blocks, and I cannot lie.
I saw something about I think 632 and a supercharger or a blower or something.
Jesus.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I agree with this comment. Yeah, there's something about the interior of the OBS Chevys, the 88 through 99 Chevy trucks. The inside is just, it just has a weird feel to them to me. I just never been able to get over that.
With the I don't know, the white thing that moves in the back behind the.
Yeah, it's like
the
an orange.
speedometer.
Yeah. That, and it's just, I don't know, it's just the doors. Everything just feels, it's not a square body. That's what it is for me. It's just not a square body, and they just don't have the same feel.
Amber says all that we're talking about with the times is under the audience tab in your analytics page.
You can also have that app on your phone.
Yeah, the studio app.
Yeah.
That's what I look at it on.
I think it's still under the audience tab in the analytics on your phone.
It's, watch time hours, blah blah blah. Subscribe.
Could y'all say that again? Y'all were burning up real bad.
Let me audience right there. Ah, damn thing.
Audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the dark purple, and it's
All right.
every day. And it's under the audience tab.
Irish was faster than I was.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you go down, it'll tell your age group.
Yeah. Hey, that brings me to something I want to ask other YouTubers, since I've got a couple right here. On my countries, my number one country the last few weeks has been Belgium. And the analytics, something's wonky with everything. The amount I get per day or whatever is dropped like half. And then it's like this whole first part of the year, it's been weird. And then I was looking at my analytics, and it showed my top demographic is from Belgium, and United States was like 5th or 6th.
Huh.
It's like, how is that?
Huh.
Belgium's not even on my list.
I'm not
I've got
sure.
United States, Canada, India, Australia, and United Kingdom.
I got Indonesia.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what kind of hockey the algorithm's playing on me, but I don't know. Maybe I just appeal to Belgium people more. So, hi Belgium, I love you guys. Appreciate you watching. Busted Radio Garage says he uses Shotcut.
Had like 3 people from Switzerland.
Speaking of 402s, Steve, I got one.
Yeah, I'm way behind on the comment. Sorry. Yeah, that is
scary.
something that I have to remind myself. You know, a mechanic with a 20-year ASE certification may have never adjusted a carburetor before. You know, that's yeah. It's hard to think about that because, you know, I'm a carburetor guy. I have nothing against EFI. Eventually, I'm going to play with EFI. I have nothing against it. Some of the factory stuff is not so much. Aftermarket stuff is awesome. But, you know, carburetors, you got to have a certain talent to know exactly what's going on inside one of those to actually adjust one right. And same thing with working on an EFI and tuning one on an EFI on a laptop. You got to know what you're doing. But to think that some of these guys on YouTube or out in the world, when they were born, there was not a carbureted vehicle being produced.
Nope.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just something to think about when you're discussing stuff with people commenting things on your channel, is because they may not even maybe not playing field. I don't know what I'm exactly trying to say, but their experiences are way different than some of us old timers.
Hey, getting back to what you were talking about earlier for just a second about YouTubers asking for something to that van that I'm getting. Have y'all ever thought about doing a giveaway? So I've thought about giving away the van. And like, let's say I got it. So I'm gonna be honest. I got it for $800. And so if I use that if I look at it as an $800 investment in a YouTube channel to get, I want to throw a big number out there for me right now. Say 2,000 subscribers. Is 2,000 subscribers worth $800?
That's up to you.
Watch time hours.
Yeah,
that's up to you. So I got almost 2,000 now, and I still don't have my watch time hours. Matter of fact, I'm losing them daily. I mean, I'll gain some and then I'll lose some because if you ain't got them in a year, the hours of those videos from a year ago go away. So you got to have 4,000 watch time hours before you even get a penny. If you get a penny, because they still got to monetize you.
Yeah.
I may never get there. So, you know what I mean? Because they go in there, they'll say, yeah, you use the F-bomb too much, son. We ain't putting no ads on you. And then I just go,
I may dip too much or drink too much. Yeah.
Nah, they won't do nothing about that.
No, I won't, because you see all these big YouTube channels and they give stuff away.
Yeah.
Because it was given to them.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I'll speak from my perspective. Is I've never actually, I've only given, I think I can remember, one thing away from my channel, and actually it's the guy I've got. Just so happens the guy I've got his comment highlighted. That's just happenstance, but I gave the shifter knob away out of Squeaky, the original shifter knob, because he commented on the video, "What are you going to do with it?" when I replaced it. And he's like my #1 commenter. He comments every video, every Instagram, every Facebook comment, everything I put out. Jacob Carter always comments at least square body. So I get him the shifter knob out of this truck. But other than that, I've never done a giveaway. Did it hurt my channel? I don't know. Would it help my channel if I'd done more giveaways? I don't know. It's one of those things that it doesn't really fit into my program, I guess.
Right. Well, one thing I thought about doing, and I don't know if this is a bad idea or not. I mean, I've told y'all before of why I started my channel, because there's not a lot of how to build not your typical Jeep, Toyota, Chevrolet, etc. off-road stuff. So I thought before, ideally I was going to give away the Buick. Well, now I don't want to do that because I think now it'll be kind of iconic to my channel. Like that's where it got started.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's going to be on a 4-wheel drive Chevrolet frame one day, not tomorrow. But so I've kind of thought of the whole idea of this van that I gave. I'm don't get me wrong, $800 is a lot of money. But and I'm not trying to fast forward getting monetized by no means, but I'm just curious, is that a good investment? Or is it just a completely bad idea? And I'll take y'all's constructive criticism, which is what I like. If y'all say, no, hell no, that's a bad idea, I won't do it.
I think that's a bridge you'll need to cross when you get closer to it.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
So the one thing, Amber put this in the comments, and I don't know if you saw it. YouTube has rules on giveaways, so just make sure you look that up before you start advertising.
Well, I say giveaway. I was going to sell it for $1 because I did look that up.
I mean, the challenge is still going to be the same. With even if you're offering a giveaway when you get to 2,000 subscribers, it still has to get in front of people. And if people don't see it, then they can't subscribe, whether or not you're giving something away. And that kind of goes back to the thumbnail thing. I would work on that, because if it doesn't matter how great of a video you have, if your thumbnail is not something that's going to make somebody click on it, nobody's going to watch it to see how great the video is.
Okay.
So kind of to start with, focus on the thumbnail thing, figure that out, and just try different things. And we are by no means experts or even good at it, but we're trying and we're getting better. So just work on that and getting people to watch your video. At this point, I don't know that if you were giving away $1 million for subscribers, I mean, eventually the word would get around. You know what I mean? But you have to.
Oh yeah.
If nobody knows that you're giving it away, it's not going to help you in any way, and then you're just going to be giving away a car for no reason. Is kind of what I'm. So you have to get people coming to watch the videos before you can kind of do the giveaway thing and have any real benefit from it. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. I'm putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah. I'm going through the comments and I'm way behind, and there's been a lot of good stuff talked about 5 minutes ago.
More, I'm scared to mash a button.
I think
that's okay. Anyways, Jacob Carter. No, I haven't seen that on Instagram yet. I think if you just now shared it, I haven't been able to look at it yet, but I'll check it out, Jacob.
Ryan wants a link.
Link to what?
To get on.
Oh. Well, actually, I need to get off here in just a few minutes because I got to go to work. Sorry about that, guys. I only posted it once, so I'm gonna have to get up here, get ready for work. I have to work tonight.
Yeah,
sorry, Ryan. But yeah, there's been some comments on here about other people's the YouTube algorithms off and stuff's a little wonky, so it's kind of one of those times where I'm not sure if I really want to worry about pushing a bunch of videos out, because just the other day found out shorts are going to be monetized.
Yeah.
Come February.
Well,
Well,
10 million.
and then, someone made a comment. I'm not going to go back and find it, but someone made a comment about if you put too many shorts out, it goes against you, or too many non-relevant. And I guess the non-relevant content is one thing, but actually, I think YouTube's pushing the shorts.
They are.
I think there's some bigger channels that don't use shorts because it doesn't work for them. They don't need the shorts to get viewers or subscribers. I think YouTube's trying to push them to use shorts for whatever reason. They're trying to compete with TikTok. I'm not real sure. But right now, the way things are going, I'm kind of wishy-washy on really pushing a whole lot. And this is just me speaking for myself. What I'm thinking is, with the way my biggest demographic is Belgium. It just don't make any sense to me. Something's off. Because
What's a
I may
Belgian
kind of
spare
hold
body?
off. Nothing against the Belgians. I mean, yeah, I'm way behind on the comment.
You know that thing it says is 10 million watch time hours, or 10 million. What is it? 10 million
Shorts in the last 90 days. Short views.
Yeah, 10 million views in 90 days.
But that's to get monetized off of shorts alone. I think you'll get paid off of shorts either way once you're monetized.
Well,
Yeah.
You know what? Time to, Chucky, you ought to make it that way. Time to put on a onesie and do some yoga. Because that's all I see. You want to make it, just put on a onesie and do yoga.
I'll do it.
All right, guys. We're going to have to wrap this up. Sorry for everyone in the comments that I didn't keep up and post. I posted a link once. If that wasn't good enough for you, then, whatever. No, just kidding.
The chat has been active tonight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I
Anyway.
don't know how to look at it.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody watching and everybody in the comments. Maybe one of these days I'll get better at this, but probably not. We know better. But I appreciate these guys here coming in live, and all the other guys that wanted to come in live, and I ghosted them.
Yep.
But, all right, we'll see everybody later. We'll see you next week.
Tuesday.
See you next week at 7 o'clock Central on that guy's channel, Perpetual Projects.
Let's see if I can get this right. Thank you.
Yeah. See you guys.
See ya.
See ya.